good afternoon folks. As you know, my name's Rory. Hopefully you know that by now. I'm going to be taking performance analysis today, so really I'm just going to try and be interactive. We'll get you all going and see what happens. Before we start, can I just ask, has anyone ever got involved in performance analysis with teams of coach? Yeah? For a few of us. Okay. Right. So learning outcomes from today. If sort of a few things to take away is what performance analysis is, how it can be used and presented, and then looking ahead at the bigger picture, how we can create a structure to hopefully implement that into nowadays, into all our sort of contexts that we're playing in. So, what is performance analysis? Little quote from the Institute of Sport. Performance analysis is a specialist discipline involving systematic observations to enhance performance and improve decision making, primarily delivered through the provision of objective statistical and visual feedback. So any of that stick out? To anyone, is there a line, is there a buzzword maybe that you say?
Systematic observations.
Systematic observations, let's use that guy. There you go, boom. What's that sort of mean to you when you read that?
There's a process. It's one after the other.
Okay, so is that useful as a coach? Yeah, 100%.
Visual feedback.
Visual feedback, different type of learning style.
Like sometimes it can be numbers, like as in and it could be like subjective to whoever's actually analysing the data. Like so you might see something differently from a video that I might see. Like so it depends.
Okay, depends on sort of, I guess, what factors, what we're looking for as well, and who the coach is. Yeah, so for me, the systematic observations is a big one. Like you said, you can log that, and it adds a sort of methodological approach in the coaching sessions. We can actually go back and see what we said, how the players reacted, and if we would change it for the next time, we can kind of reflect on that process. The objective statistical and visual feedback. Objective, can't really argue with objective, it is how it is. So as a coach, then we can present that information to the player or to the parent. It's not like we have a problem with that player. We can just say, well, this is what we did. Have a look at this. What's your take on it? You know? Going ahead, ideas, why and how performance analysis can be used. I want you to kind of think of the 4 pillars. We're all coaches, so the 4 pillars we have. Can it impact the 4 pillars? First one, up and side. Oh, all 3 at once. Okay, so we're talking about the 4 pillars. We have the tactical, the physical, the technical, and the mental side of the game. So performance analysis can really help you sort of prepare tactically for games, be it in basketball, we have maybe a free throw, you win a penalty. Is it a penalty? Free throw?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So anxiety. We would look. The tactical preparation for me in that is controlling your anxiety before you go. Your set. How you set yourself. If you need to bounce the ball beforehand, getting into that mental zone. In football, it would be corner. Corner preparation is a big one for us. Who's responsible for what? Front post, back post. Who's man marking? Who's the one? Personal reflection with the athletes. Hand that to them, and the coaches can go and assess their sessions. Players are often given clips, highlights of their match. Can they go and personally reflect? Why did I make this wrong? Would I make a different one? The last one then, well, I'll add in another one as well. Technical correction. So you think with your golf, you know, your techniques, what we're talking about, hip rotations and stuff like that. Are you releasing it too quick? Timing that in, and technical football could be your set piece takers, free kicks. The last one I would add in there as well for the strength and conditioning sort of guru should be the physical aspect, correcting physical form, bringing it into the gyms. Are they getting the right angles? Are they bending too much? Is it the back at a bad angle? All that sort of jazz. Okay, so a bit of context about myself, how I got involved. Recently I was in a sort of competition with the Northern Ireland under 15s team out in December, and my sort of responsibility was to work on the performance analysis sort of side of things. So we were working with the coaches and the goalkeeping coach. Goalkeeping coach was kind of an interesting one. I don't know much about goalkeeping, never played it, but working with the goalkeeper out there, the goalkeeping coach, he was able to, you know, tell us what he wants. And at the end of the day, as an analyst, you don't need to know what's going on. You just need to know what the coach wants you to do. He sets the KPIs, the key performance indicators and stuff like that, and then we work off providing them with that information. Strength and conditioning, as we spoke about. Physiotherapist is a different one. We work with the physiotherapist because in the moment, the ball could be down here and the injury occurs up here with a twist or a pulled hamstring. She hasn't seen that, but when the kid goes to rehab or whatever, we actually had the footage there that we can go back and look at what exactly went wrong. Was it a twist? Was it a sprain? That kind of helps her out. The last thing then, more recently, is we were the 04 team. So this information then wasn't just useful for ourselves when you're talking about the tactical and technical aspects and stuff like that. It actually helps out the year above and the year below for tournament preparation. Whether or not they think this information is good, if the U3s happen to be recruiting more players for an upcoming tournament, we actually have objective information that we can then go and give to that player. Or give to that coach, sorry. And last was the athletes. Okay, bit of feedback from under 15s this is. This is what they're thinking about. Now that would differ probably to an adult. At that age, they're very sort of concerned about themselves, how they're getting on, they want to see goals and stuff like that. We all do, to be honest. But yeah, a couple of few interesting ones. At 15, I guess they're starting to realise what reflection is, getting feedback and then going over, can they reflect on stuff? And the accessibility, like you were saying there, Phil, about the visual aid. A lot of them are just in the moment, recreating what is actually going on the pitch, but when you have that visual aid, they can see it becomes more interesting. You're trying to pull out their thoughts rather than just, dictate on the pitch coaching instructions. So first reactivity, what we're going to do is think about how it's used. Alright, so another process to this, we're talking about reflection a lot. Another process of performance analysis is actually live tagging during a game. So I have a little example, if you just want to get a piece of paper out. The layer, we're going to have the home on this side and away on this side, so 2 columns. And then on the far side, I want you to come up with now KPIs. So when we talk about KPIs, we're talking about key performance indicators. So an objective fact that happens in a game. The game's on football, so you're going to have to, have KPIs or surrounding football. An example would be a shot, for example, right? That's your key performance indicator. A shot could be one. You have possession lost. You could have attack and third entries, whatever you can sort of think of in the moment. Okay. Now, realistically, a KPI is not going to give you enough information.
Who's home team, sorry, mate?
Home team is us in the grades. Northern Ireland will be the home team and the away team's in Mexico. That's not going to give us enough information, so another column off of that, we call it the outcomes. Okay, so your key performance indicator is the fact, and the outcome is actually where it occurred to give you that more in-depth understanding of the moment. So does somebody want to give me an example, a KPI that they're using?
I would go with misplaced pass.
A misplaced pass.
Lost possession.
Okay, so possession lost.
Unforced error.
Okay, right. And then the outcome of possession lost, as a coach, where would you want to know?
Like what it led to, like did it lead to anything for the other team? Like a shot attempt or
Right. So onwards. Yes, but this is, you've got to remember in the moment here, you can't be writing too much information because a lot of stuff's going to happen. One of your KPIs could be a shot, so you're going to have to be writing where we lost it. There's a shot, and then there's another shot for them. So think about in the moment, think about if we're going possession lost, it would be the position where it was lost. So it tells you in that moment. Possession lost, attacking third, middle third, or defensive third. And then from that, then we can go opposition, have a shot from that. Okay, because when you tally, we don't have the information or the software with us today, but when you make that tag, it'll be timed, and so we can go back to it. We all happy enough? KPI, and then a few outcomes. So if it's a shot, for example, a shot, your outcomes would be on target, off target, blocked, or goal. Any other questions? We all good? Feel free.
We'll learn to play this way.
We're 10 after. Alright, so just 5 minutes here.
Just a second.
How are we getting on? How'd you find that? Doing something like that, like,
Writing's not the tedious and kind of work hard.
okay. Right, and
There's lots going on that take.
yeah, there's a lot of events, different events going on. So that's why we want to try and keep it as simple as possible. Was there some, can you give me some, like, Gavin, you give me an example of some of your KPIs? You've got going over there.
Home team, throw-in, regain possession from the throw-in
Okay,
in the middle third.
yeah,
But they lost it. They lost possession in their middle third, which resulted in them winning the possession there.
yeah,
That's led to their corner, that's led to their goal.
okay,
And then probably that last week, phase of play there, good work done. Mexico have kept the ball, but our left back is forced to error. He's won the ball back, but then he's lost possession straight away.
sure.
And now we're back into the corner again.
So at half time then we'd be able to present to the coach there X amount of possession lost in our defensive third. We could bring up the throw-in stack, because often throw-ins get
Aye,
thrown,
yes.
but you're getting about what, 40 a game,
Yeah.
whether or not it's retained or lost.
Yeah.
You can go and look at that. So would that information be useful to a manager at half time?
That would be, yeah, because from a football point of view, we tell them to take more care of the ball. The one that we lost the goal on there, the guy's touch was terrible
Mm-hmm.
up in their final third, and the guy, passed it 3-4 yards out of his feet,
Mm-hmm.
and then they got it back. There's no reason to do that. You know how to be controlled touch.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe even communication from him. Notice that summer when we had a free kick, somebody should have gone drop,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy has dropped. But it depends who. He was dropping to give him an option of putting it back to him, but surely go forwards because they're pressing hard, Mexico.
Yeah.
If we drop, we play it back with our deepest player. We're putting ourselves under more pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the coach.
But yeah, I mean that's a good point. So, but that, like you said, it depends who the coach is.
Yeah.
This is subjective.
Yeah.
So as an analyst, we have to remain objective. That's why we stick to only fact giving.
Yeah.
We want to give them the facts and then let them develop their own opinion. Okay, on what's the best solution to this? Because there's no right or wrong. Well, there is at times, but ultimately it's not our responsibility. You can hear Jim screaming away down there. But I mean, Darren, KPIs.
I actually just kept it simple enough, and it was just like shot attempts and corners won. And like in that little clip that we watched, the first shot attempt was blocked, but it was led to a corner, which then led to the goal. So that was the outcome for that.
Yeah.
And then the next one, then it was a shot deflected just there and led to another corner. So like in those two like shot attempts led to two corners, one led to a goal and the other one we had to do that. So like it was just like basic, like just
Yeah.
shot attempts.
That is the best way to be, because then you can also give it to players as well at half time. They can have a quick look at that and then shit. Especially if it's, say, I don't know if anyone's doing attacking third entries, but that gives you an often allows for the press where they're pressing down, where they're trying to play out to, and you can show that to a player. Like, you're getting bombarded down here, you're gonna have to remain disciplined. You get a yellow card, and then if you're gonna be hung out to dry again, you're gone. And then they will just dominate. What about yourself?
Yeah, well, I was looking at Northern Ireland passing, so obviously Max were dominant territory possession there. So Northern Ireland had 4 passes, 3 of them were between the box and the halfway line, and the last one was just inside the box, and then the 1-2 lost 2, but I think obviously the stuff not here because there's a lot of pressure
On top, yeah.
So,
Useful? You just find that useful going in?
yeah, it's definitely, like you said, you keep it simple and then make it effective at the same time. Not overcomplicate it.
Yeah, a lot of the same stuff, just your KPIs, just like shots missed versus made, corners, turnovers, penalties. But something that I noticed that when you said, you can't really write down, it's just time of possession, and obviously, in this short clip that we watched, Mexico is dominating time of possession, they're pretty much always had the ball, and some sort of, at least midfield, but usually some sort of attacking position.
Mhm. Yeah, so, I mean, again, a possibility of the performance analysis is, so in the moment, we're live tagging, we're getting down like little stats that we can maybe think is useful at halftime, and then, like you said, time on possession, it's an important thing. You want to know how much control you've had in the game. So normally we play a game, then we'll have a meeting, whatever, the next day we can go and we can bring that sort of information, look over that again, stop the timer and see what we practice, you know. So the information is accessible.
I found it very overwhelming, being from an individual sport,
Mm-hmm.
with so much going on. I'm used to looking at one person,
Okay.
or even three people,
Mm-hmm.
they're all doing the same thing,
Oh, God, yeah.
usually in the same direction.
Uh-huh. Well, to put this into your context then, it's the similar idea of live tagging in swimming. Would there be a method you would look to bring this in, like KPIs for swimming?
Oh yeah, well, we have, you know, but it's totally different, because you can't affect it while it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you have a break and then you go back out,
Yeah.
you've got 15 minutes, whereas I could have a couple of hours, you know, in between.
Mm-hmm.
So you've a lot more time to look at things, and all right, we take stroke rate, stroke length, number of strokes, distance off the wall, all sorts of, many breaths to take, all sorts of things, but you have a lot more time to do it.
Right.
And so I started being really optimistic by writing down 3 things, like, you know, of that was gonna successful pass, and I'm like, that was a silly one, what did I do that one for? Because that's happened loads of times. So then, okay, shots, I had the 2 shots, and all right, I got them, but then you're writing down, you're like, oh, something else happened, I missed something else,
Yeah.
you know. So from the analysis that in an individual sport, I don't know if it's the same in golf or other individual sports, is completely and utterly different to, it's more technical than the tactical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seems very tactical, and there's no, you opened your body up, you shot like this, or you passed like this, that's what I would be interested in, on how they do the movements, as opposed to where they did them, and even though there is tactical, but it would be far more technical.
Mm-hmm. So we'll go into that now. So how we can go across and present this information. So imagine then you're a free kick. I'll put it in the technical from my perspective here. The corner kick taker, he's going to be able to go and look over his technical approach to taking the corner. All right. How can we then, as analysts, go and present this information across? Think about it at the moment. Any suggestions how we could go and present this?
You find out at what stage, or 25 minutes, 30 seconds, whenever it happened, and then to be able to show it to them.
Okay. So in your context, you were talking about you want to show them the strokes per minute and stuff like that.
Well, no, strokes per minute is more of a numbers thing.
Right.
So that's an easy one, but that's like I've thing I watched that I do that in literally 3 strokes, and it calculates it for me,
Right.
and all I do is just write that number down, so I don't have to keep looking at it in a, like I'm writing down numbers, but I'm only looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
But then while I'm doing that, you can't count the strokes as well,
Right.
because you're actually 1, 2, 3, stop, you have to write it down, you know. I have been able to do it in the sense of, when somebody's tumble turn, you write it down, but you're at the count.
So how would you present your analysis across to a swimmer?
Depends on whether I had video or not. If I have video, well then so I've worked with a biomechanist before. So what they would do is I ask what they think first of all, and then they show them, and then by the time they've come back up to him, so they've done a swim down, which is 10, 20, 30 minutes by the time they get up to him. So he's actually done the stats, the numbers. So it's stroke rate, stroke length, and to be able to say, you know, can sticks out like a sore thumb that, no, that's 48 wrong.
Yeah.
You know, that's too high,
Okay.
you know, so it's easy to kind of see that, but it's right, it's different.
And what about yourselves, team sports? How is it being presented to the players or to yourself before?
I have presented videos to Crusaders ladies in the Irish Premier League, and it's interesting because some of them think they're superstars, and then when they see the back, you don't need to say anything to them. You realise, you know, the passing's crap, or I'm not as quick as what I thought I was, I'm not talking, or else I'm not trying. And as you say, it is objective, you don't need to say anything, you can just let them see it. one of the occasions I picked out was when I thought it was probably one of our best phases of play in a game, where we retained possession, getting up to the back of the fans, under pressure, played goalkeeper never played out, and we ended up going up for a shot. But the girls didn't like the intensity they were playing at. And I didn't need to say anything, I just let them, and they were just their self-checking and their self-analysing. So that's what I have used it for.
Cool. Something?
For the school I coach in for the senior team, I have live tagged the game, but it wasn't like live video, it was just more statistics. So they're using an app specifically for rugby, to be able to tag like so they had all the players named up in their shirts, and be able to tag like tackles, passes, like effectively. And the coach would check it half time, but it wasn't anything as detailed as this where you actually visually see what was going on.
Yeah, like I've used it in different kind of situations. Again, like you could use it to show the actual video, or like to watch it back and get the stats yourself. Like, because obviously basketball, it's so fast, like it's really up and down. Like there's so many possessions, like there's so many different factors like that to consider. So in live time, it's really hard to kind of get that all kind of in. You need to watch it back. But like turnovers and stuff like that would be kind of a big thing that I'd be looking at the moment, like because it's part of like say our offensive side of things, and then what it might have led to for them coming back down at us. Like so, it's trying to limit like certain things and then use those numbers. So like at the moment, that's we're kind of looking at it from that side of things, you know. Like, and then there are numbers and the numbers end of it, but then we might actually watch the sequence of play or like the flow in which like the offense or you know the structure in which our defense was set up. So yeah, like, and then you get the players to kind of communicate and talk about where people should have been on the video, and they can see their positioning, and that how if they had been maybe an extra step off or a little bit deeper, things could have gone a little bit smoother. So like it's helpful like in that way that they can actually see, rather than constantly me trying to tell them you need to do this, you need to drop, so they can actually see it on the video.
Yeah, really good point. Like, I mean, what we're sort of saying there as well as yourself, Gavin, is you're getting players to go and take responsibility, and they're going out and actively wanting to get that information and question what they're doing. You know, we as analyst coaches, we're just trying to engage that line of question, setting them up to think about their own sort of game. Phil, have you anything to add to the list of things?
No, not necessarily. I think Martin kind of made a good point when he said it's in the individual sports, specifically, often some of the fall into this mold, it's more technical and tactical. So video analysis is really good, but it's not so much of a heat of the moment type thing, or not so much of a position. It's a lot more technique informed. So,
Cool. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to move on to a group activity now. So if Phil and Martin, you want to go together, and then we'll have our team sport then with Gavin, Aaron and Wayne. Right, the idea here, scenario. So if you guys want to take scenario A, have a think about that, and you guys are going to take scenario B. I've got 2 pieces of paper. What really I want you to do is think about what a week would consist of for player A and player B. So training Monday. Go. Can we use it in say there's a technical session on a Monday? How would we go about using performance analysis? How would we implement it? What are the factors and considerations? Okay. Say you have a tactical meeting on a Wednesday. You guys might not have a tactical meeting, but you've gym Tuesday, Thursday. Can you implement, would you want to implement performance analysis? How would you go about doing it? Think of the language that you're using to get across how you're going to be presenting it. what would be your KPIs, but who's responsible for the KPIs? Who's ultimately taking charge of this situation? Who do you want to take charge? Do you want the coach to completely run and tell the players, this is what you're seeing, have a look at this, why are you doing that? Do you want to create an environment where maybe the coach sets out those things and or the players are the ones deciding that? It's up to yourselves. Might change.
So we'll have a technical session on Wednesday, or do you want to just free match?
School's coming up that weekend.
Yeah,
Sorry.
So it could be first.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, I think that's good video analysis.
And would that be,
So deep very, say, yeah, player line, very used to do it, covered everything. So just we can do the key points and
and would the players themselves be talking about the coach talking about?
during the week, we get Jan, find it,
It's still the same day,
to see the turnout to the next museum, people say,
they're going, each of their own.
Closer to the
goals, right,
yeah.
they also.
Yeah,
So let's go with this for the weekend.
you probably
Still
will.
figuring what days I can basically to look at, video review of the last tournament or previous competition.
Maybe something.
You know, a lot of player lists that.
Tennis players tend to make.
No, actually, don't teach you to do it.
And then to start.
It's all over.
Working on exactly what we want to pass. So video review, maybe a short session on Monday.
Yeah, we have one technique
Yeah.
every session.
Supposed to turn to the
Practicing
Yeah.
on the same surface that they play on Saturday.
Maybe a little bit later on in the week.
Yeah.
So we'll keep KPIs maybe?
Not together. I'd say Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that can sort of the route, especially on Tuesdays and you know, pass that information on to everyone else.
Did you do team plays here, will you?
Yeah, we have to be very special.
How's it going?
But I'm doing a weekly calendar here.
Right.
Next week, practice.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the players will try to do.
yeah. Maybe another short
Yeah,
session.
just see the
Another technique breakdown session.
Because there is too much in schedule.
Yeah, that's it.
How,
Yeah, that's what we're going, Red's a KPI, yeah. We're starting to do the red stuff.
yeah.
Say, during the company.
YouTube, yeah.
They're in Midland, they're looking a lot of others.
Yeah, the other team, yeah.
So if you reduce the competition to the lot.
There's only two sessions that we did.
That's what
We did
we're
schedule
doing.
things like how, in that sort of schedule, how we can go about implementing focus matches.
And then our video then on it here,
Is it?
video to practice to see is he actually, is he actually doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. As long as family Irish. Yeah, I went to Irish school.
Okay guys, I'm gonna give you another minute.
The which is like,
is, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys want to start off? Just to sort of explain what you're thinking.
We're looking at the schools preparing for the sports cup games, so the game direction will be on a Saturday morning, so come cup time, video analysis will be massive both for the team and the individual. So say you'll be training on the pitch Monday to Thursday, but that'll be reduced on the pitch. You'll be doing a lot of tactical stuff off the pitch, so you'll be looking at your own team, your individual tactics, and then you'll be looking at the other team as well. So shows how important video analysis would be in that. And then ideally you'd want the players to set the KPIs, but looking at the age, sometimes the coaches would take charge and they would set the KPIs.
Yeah, fair point, 100%.
We linked the week, we've done the week, and we also linked it through FCCR thing. Ours, blue is the training itself, and the red is the performance analysis and video feedback.
Right. Plays a big part.
Yeah, that's a big. Again, it's just the players know their roles, and as a coach, you're trying to get over, how to defend that position, dominating probably.
Okay, cool. And yourselves?
So ours is a lead up to Wimbledon, right, which he goes on to win thanks to our feedback, obviously. And he's just been at Eastbourne, so we've done a video review of that competition, and it's between we ask him what he thinks, and then there's an agreement on the tasks that he needs to work on. Because he's 22, we're assuming he's a little bit more mature, and a little bit more in touch with himself and understanding of the process of what it is to deliver. So then he works on a short session on those technical points, then link it into a land session which to complement any particular weaknesses that he may have with another session of focus. We then practice at a faster speed, at regular speeds, trying to maintain the technical aspect. Next day we'll actually video that to see is he actually doing what he should be doing. Other stats and KPIs, you look at those.
Yeah, I've never played tennis, so I don't know exactly what they keep track of, but I'd certainly imagine.
That's grand. But who would pick them?
Oh, who would pick them? Like who would be keeping track of them?
Who would create these sort of KPIs? Who would you
It would
go?
be a mix between the player and the coach. I mean,
But,
it's something that they both decide on is important, particularly in regard to what they were analyzing over video. I'm sure there are some general ones that they're always going to keep track of, and then probably also keeping track of what they decided were things to improve on. And so just as some general ones, we put like forehands versus backhands, percentage, percentage of serves getting in on the first try, and then faults and what direction they do.
Cool. Okay, so just moving on really quickly then. Sort of 2 points to stick out in the how is, like you said, the coaches are directing this, and we want to go together with them to decide the KPIs. Some have players, are they old enough is the question. We're thinking about that, which is really good. And then we've got to think about what we're showing in our meetings. So we said about the opposition. Over here we were talking about our sort of little technical corrections and stuff like that, and then revisiting, reinforcing, really, really good idea. And how we get athlete driven. We want this to hook, we want this to stay. So we're thinking of the why, how, because, asking the players, well, why did you make this decision? Not that it's wrong, but look where it led to. What was the thought process here? Would you do it differently? Okay, question and thoughts, bring out that self-determination. So just to conclude really quickly, did you say it? It's beneficial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the 4 pillars, can it impact the 4 pillars? Absolutely. Would athletes keep at the style of teaching? Mentioned that visual aid. It's interesting nowadays in society, they've all got their, social media, Facebook, they're looking at those sort of short second clips of whatever. And then finally, is it feasible for your sport? There's a sort of thought for you, hopefully giving you an idea of the structure, what it would take, the responsibilities, the amount of maybe people